What's good, family? Welcome into this new edition of the channel, man. I'm hoping that you guys can really take something from what I'm about to lay out, and I hope that it adds value into your life. So I went through a completely rebrand of the channel. If you've been here for any time, you'll notice that certain playlists have been recreated. And what I'm hoping to accomplish is the way that I set the channel up is for it to be a bridge. Now you're going to see several playlists. We're going to have the lab, the bridge, and slow money with David Yeti. I'm going to break a couple of these down, and then I'll dive into this specific topic of the video. So the way that the channel is set up is to help you get from one side of the shore to the other. Now, some of us have a puddle to cross. It may be a river, it may be a lake, heck, it may even be the ocean, right? And what I'm hoping that since I'm currently still in the boat myself and rowing to the other side, I'm hoping that I can add a lot of value by being real, authentic, and being genuine about what it really takes to be successful, okay? Case in point, this pillar is the bridge. The bridge is designed to get you from one side, where you are, to the other side, what your goals are. There's going to be different levels within the bridge. So level one is everything from understanding budgeting, right? So getting your finances in order, because what you're going to learn is your credit score and your finances and your budgeting is not just for your regular life personally, but it also affects you from a corporate standpoint. What do I mean? I'm glad you asked. Certain positions in tech, depending on the employer, and I want to be careful when I say this because there are certain things that I can't say. Let's just say that certain background checks and the level of clearances is very heavily dependent on your self-sufficiency in finances as an individual. Okay, what that means in layman's terms is having bad credit, having things on your record in terms of like background checks and being able to pass those things will be and could be the difference between a $50,000 increase in annual salary or full compensation package versus getting the extra 100,000. I am living it right now. I am telling you for a fact, this stuff is important. So we want to make sure that we have our finances in order from a personal standpoint and from a corporate standpoint, right? So level one is going to be all about setting the foundation for you personally, okay? Now, level two is going to be a little more complex, but we're going to get into the business aspect. The business aspect is going to be LLC setup. I am going to walk you through what I did to set up my business. We're going to talk a little bit about the differences between S Corps and C Corps, LLCs, partnerships, sole proprietorships. We'll break down those things in simple terms. And this is not to give you advice, because none of this is like legal advice. I am not a financial advisor or anything like that. I'm just going to show you what worked for me and how I am taking full advantage of these things and these opportunities legally and following the tax code to maximize how much money not only do we make, but how much money do we keep, okay? And then level three is going to be government contracting. Guys, government contracting is one of the most lucrative business vehicles that exists right now, especially if you offer services that align with what you do from a corporate standpoint in your day job, and then align that with your business. I am telling you for a fact, we will take off. So that'd be like level three, right? And with the government contracting, now we're getting into business credit, cage code, SAM registration. What is a UEI number, right? How to get approved for contracts for the Department of Defense. This will also dive a little bit into the compliance engineering part. So the SOC 2, the ISO 27001. And if you're not familiar with what these terms are, don't worry about it right now. We'll dive more into it, but I just want to kind of set the stage as to what the channel is going to be about moving forward. So, and that's just 3 series within the bridge, but the bridge also is going to talk about pivoting. One of the things that is near dear to my heart is networking and learning how to move from a corporate standpoint, how to network, how to align yourself with the right people, how to plant seeds for your next promotion, what you need to do to stand out, how to gain visibility. We'll talk about all of those things as well, okay? As someone who has received promotions and who has built a pretty good brand for myself. That's something that I really take pride in as well. And then the last aspect to the bridge is going to be a little behind the scenes into my journey, moving from sales to engineering, negotiating pay packages, setting up my 401k, my IRAs, my health savings accounts. We'll dive into all those things. And of course, I'll be as transparent as I could be, showing you some of the receipts. Okay. Now that we've set the foundation for what this pillar is going to be about, I actually received this in the mail. Okay. So you ask me, what is this? This is a blank paper that was delivered, package rather, that was delivered to me about an hour ago. I'm sitting outside in the garage right now. I hope the audio is good. And I see a person pull up and she walks up and she hands me this paper. So I've been served with some papers, right? Now, I'm going to tell you why I get excited when I see things like this. Not because I like to be in legal battles, but what I actually did was I'm in the process of rebuilding my credit right now. And I gathered all of my debt that I owe from student loans, credit cards. It doesn't matter what it was. I really took an inventory of where I'm at right now and where I want to go, which is being completely debt free. And I sent out offers to everybody. If I ever had an old account, an account that had went to collections or whatever the case may be, I sent out offers to all of those people at the first beginning of April. So around April 1st and April 2nd, I sent out all of these letters, okay? I'm starting to get some of the responses back. And so far, I had one person agree to a $20,000 debt. They reduced it down to $6,000. And they even set up like for me to do monthly payments. I got a sneeze coming up. I'm not going to edit it out. Whenever it comes up, I'm going to sneeze. But I'm almost guaranteed, I haven't opened it yet, it's still sealed, but I'm almost guaranteeing that this is going to be a response from one of the creditors. And the reason why I'm not concerned about it is I sent all these offers out of good faith. And what I'm really attempting to do is settle for less than what the full amount is. So I offer anywhere between 30 to 40% or 30 to 40 cents on the dollar, on some of the big ones. And some of the smaller ones, I offer them to pay the full amount in exchange for them to remove it from my credit report. Okay, so I want to open this up with you right now and see who is this from. And obviously, I'm not going to show exactly who is it from right now, but once I get everything settled, we'll be able to kind of dive into it a little bit more. So let me see what this is about. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. All right, so actually, let's see, who is this from? I've never heard of this people right here. Okay, so I haven't heard of this, but it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. And guys, they filed this with the local courts here in Cobb County for $202. Let's see, $202 is what they are, quote unquote, filed a complaint about. And it doesn't really say who the original creditor is. Okay, so it says, I'm so confused about this. So it actually says this is from Carvana, which is weird. We don't have a car from Carvana. Okay, so say they filed it on April the 10th at 4 o'clock. I don't really know what this is really about, but just to show you, let me see, can I show you? I'm gonna cover up some of the information, but just to let you know that I am not capping. See this right here? I don't know if you guys can see that. So it was actually filed, but I have to do a little research. But so one of the things I'm going to do, so it's not from the people who I sent the letters to, it's from a totally different creditor or collection agency or whatever they call themselves. I'm gonna do a little bit more research, but the very first thing is I'm gonna obviously respond. And anytime you get these things right here, because when I tell you I understand the credit process and credit repairing, rebuilding, leveraging so much to a T that I can walk you through how to rebuild your credit from start to finish, right? And I know from experience, the very first thing you want to do is respond back to these complaints. $200, I can write them a check for this or get a cashier check for this today. Right? It's really not a problem. But when you don't respond to it, sometimes or most of the time it goes to like default judgments. Now, each state is different. I'm in the state of Georgia. You may be somewhere else. So when I talk about this, I'm gonna be careful about the particulars, but I'm just gonna tell you like how I'm gonna respond to this, but we'll actually follow this all the way through. I'll make follow-up videos. So I'm a little let down because it's not from one of the people I sent the letter to, but nevertheless, yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. $200 back from 2025? Who knows? You know what? That brings up a good point. When you start to get your finances in order, let's assume that you do have some debt. Maybe you made a couple of mistakes like myself before in the past, and you want to clear these things up. The number one thing to remember is the proof of burden is on the creditors who say you owe them money. What does that mean? That means that anytime I get any type of notice that I owe a creditor money that I'm not aware of, that it's not a current creditor or someone that I know I signed a contract with, I don't respond by phone. I stop talking to them by phone. I always send them a validation letter. And that validation letter is pretty simple. I'm just asking, hey, you say I owe $200 in this case. Could you give me some proof of this? Could you give me proof of a contract? Who is the original creditor? What is the account number? I'm asking these things because I want them to prove by sending me something by mail, documentation that I can actually refer back to that I owe them the money. Why I'm saying this is because a few years ago, we had got scammed from someone, a creditor, saying we owed them money, and we were so, taken aback from it because we thought we accounted for everything. We ended up paying them, and we lost out on $400. So from that experience moving forward, I always say, you know what? Whoever says that I owe them anything, I don't have no problem paying it, but you have to validate and actually show me proof that I really owe this money. And you'll be surprised when you send that letter and you ask them for proof, how many people back up and how many people like never hear from again. Guys, I sent out 10 letters, and I only have I have 3 responses back. 2 other people said that they can't find my account, which is kind of weird because I sent the account number that they say is listed under them, and I sent my address and phone number, and I said, hey, okay, well, I'm not admitting to this, but if you say that I owe it, fine. I'll tell you what, let's agree to make a payment. And they said they can't even find the account. Excuse me. So now the next response back to them is going to be, well, if you can't find the account, then why are you reporting this? You see what I'm saying? So it all leads to validation. They have to prove to you that you really owe the debt. And okay, if they prove that you owe it, and even if you know that you owe it to someone, you still have to find out who owns the debt. Does the original creditor own it? Is it a collection agency collecting on their behalf? All of those different things. Oh, excuse me. I knew that sneeze was coming. So I hope that makes sense. I'm curious to see what these people's response is going to be, but I have that letter sent certified mail with a return receipt tomorrow. Okay, so I hope that you guys are excited about the things that I'm gonna share with you on this channel. I've grown so much since dropping my first video back in 2024. I learned a lot about YouTube. I learned a lot about like what people need, and I'm curious to hear in the comment section, did you find value into some of the things that I'm sharing? Please feel free to share below as we start to release the content where you are in your personal finance journey. Where are you when it comes to career mobility? Are you preparing for a promotion? Are you looking to break into a new industry? We'll talk about all those things, and then we'll break down all of the methodologies and the things that I've used to put myself in the best position I've ever been before financially in my life, guys. And I'm using the rest of 2026 to become completely debt-free, and it's been so exciting. Last year, 2025, I paid off, I think it was a little bit under 20,000 in debt. And that's why moving from a 50-50 household with my wife to paying 100% of everything. And it's just been, I've been so blessed and so thankful, man. So I hope that this video has added value to you, and I look forward to seeing y'all in this video. All right, I love you. Peace.